So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Let's talk Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders. It looks like Billy Joe Saunders is set to face Canelo Alvarez. Mike Coppinger, who is aware of everything that's going on in boxing, has said that it looks like he's favorite and he's set to face Canelo. Now, there was a lot of talk about Murata. First, actually, there was a lot of talk about Billy Joe and Callum, and then Murata came into the picture. Then Murata went out the picture. Then, Billy and Callum became favorite again. But it does look like Billy Joe Saunders is set to get that fight. Maybe Callum Smith his demands were a bit too high, and it looks like he's not going to get the fight. And it looks like Billy Joe Saunders will get it. Now, Billy Joe Saunders, I don't think Billy Joe Saunders was... I personally don't think Billy Joe Saunders, he had high demands for the fight. I just think he wanted to be paid a fair amount, and he was going to take the fight because we know how desperate Billy Joe Saunders is to face Canelo Alvarez. Whereas I think Callum Smith, for some reason, I don't know whether it's him, it's his manager. Maybe he thinks that he's a big shot. He's the number one in the division, and he thinks that he deserves more money. And maybe he's blown an opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez. It does make you think that what's Callum Smith going to do next, because Callum Smith now is going to be left out, because the other fight that they were talking, if he wasn't going to get a Canelo fight, was the Billy Joe Saunders fight, where Billy Joe Saunders now gets that fight. What does Callum Smith do next? Does Callum Smith look to unify against Caleb Plant? Does he look for a Benavidez fight, or does he look for a fight against Demetrius Andrade? Does he take a fight with Danny Jacobs? There's a lot of options there for Callum Smith, but the Canelo fight, that after losing that, the carrot, and those other fights that I'm mentioning, they're tough fights. If I was Callum Smith, I would look to unify. But again, they're with Al Heyman, he's with DAZN and Eddie, so it's not going to be easy to make those fights. So if I was Callum Smith, I would look to unify, and Caleb Plant is a real deal, so that's a hard fight. But let's talk about Saunders and Canelo. I think I'm very pleased for Saunders, because he finally gets the opportunity, if this does go ahead, to prove how good he is. Because now there's no excuses, there's no, I'm not getting the opportunity. If he gets a fight with Canelo, that's his everything. That's the biggest fight out there for him. And he also, for me, he finally gets to face an A+ level fighter, which I don't think he's done in his career so far. The only fighters he's beat is Andy Lee, Eubank, and Lemieux. But are any of those A-level fighters? Is Andy Lee an A-level fighter? Is Lemieux an A-level fighter? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that. But Canelo Alvarez is definitely an A+ fighter. So we'll find out how good Billy Joe Saunders is, because one thing you've got to realize, those guys, Andy Lee was a good fighter, but he's nowhere near the level of Canelo. Punching power, boxing skill, Canelo's on another level. Lemieux had very good punching power. The problem is with Lemieux had, his feet were stuck in the sand. He's very slow. Very, very slow. Canelo's way better than Lemieux. He's just a better boxer. And Eubank, obviously, we know he's come up short. Before, we know he struggles against boxers. Billy Joe Saunders' style is all wrong. People say that Billy Joe Saunders may be all wrong for Canelo, but Canelo's a different breed. Let's not forget, when people say, well, Lara beat him, that was a very close fight against a very skilled boxer. Canelo didn't lose that fight. That was a close fight. It was no robbery. It was a close fight that could have gone either way. I personally thought Canelo edged it, but it could have gone either way. So let's not get things twisted. This is a very, very hard fight, and Canelo's rightfully a massive favorite here. It's not a case Canelo's not seen anything before. He's fought Lara, he's fought slick boxers before, and Canelo finds a way. So it's for Billy Joe Saunders to show us how good he is, not for Canelo. Canelo's already proven how great he is. He's a legend. So it's Billy Joe Saunders' opportunity to write his name in the history books, not Canelo. Canelo's already shown you what he is. Is Billy Joe Saunders' opportunity to finally face an A+ fighter and show us how good he is. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.